Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the beautiful and historic Anshe Emet Synagogue main sanctuary. We're thrilled that you are with us for this very special occasion, and it is with great excitement that I introduce to you our MC for today's event. Jonathan Eig is a six-time author, including 3 New York Times bestsellers, and author of a new book debuting this month that the Washington Post named one of the most anticipated books of 2023, King: A Life. Ken Burns wrote that Eig has pulled off a kind of miracle. Here's the king we know, think we know, and ought to know. Hallelujah. Jonathan is a member of Anshe Emet and the co-host with Rabbi Siegel of the highly lauded podcast, The Pen and the Yod. Please welcome Jonathan Eig to the Bima.
Wow, thank you so much. What a thrill it is to be here. What a blessing. As you heard, I have been a member here for decades, and for the last few years I've had the honor of doing a podcast with Rabbi Siegel, and it has been one of the great experiences of my life, one of the great teaching moments, and Rabbi Siegel has become not only a great teacher, but a great friend. And that podcast now has been going for about 3 years, and it turns out Rabbi Siegel has this other gig. He has been the senior rabbi here at Anshe Emet for 40 years. And that's what we're here to celebrate tonight, and I couldn't be more excited. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome some of the beautiful voices from our Joseph Bell Braun Religious School, led by our music educator, Todd Kessler.
Let's hear it for the kids, everybody.
Hanging at the shore, talking to the crowd. He's crazy and he's wild, but most of all he's loud. He's just got it from the shore. He's just got it from the shore.
At least 12.
58.
58.
50.
50. Okay.
He's been doing this 40 years, somewhere between 68 and 72.
68 and 72. It's kind of a wide entry.
That's not, it's just 4 years.
Let's see, he's been our rabbi here at Anshe Emet for 40 years. I'm gonna
I get in trouble with questions like this. I'm going to say 58.
let's go with 65.
65.
I think
Okay.
I'm low, but let's go with 65.
58 is close enough to 60 to not be insulting if he's under 60.
40.
40.
No. 67. 52.
52. Okay. How do you get to 52?
I don't know.
He's just got it from the shore.
I don't quite know how to follow that. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rabbi Drorchenk Gold, and I am excited to be here today to honor my mentor and my teacher, Rabbi Michael Siegel. For the past 9 years, nearly a decade, Rabbi Siegel has coached me on a daily basis with both his words and, moreover, with his actions on how to be a rabbi. It is one of the greatest privileges of my life to be his student, to execute his vision, and to walk in his footsteps. Today, we are celebrating an astounding 40 years in which Rabbi Siegel has been a leader of our beloved community. 40 is a number of paramount significance in the Jewish tradition, in our Masorah. 136 times the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, references the number 40. The prophet Elijah fasted for 40 days atop Mount Horeb. Both Deborah and Gideon were judges over the people Israel for 40 years. All three of the great kings of Israel, Saul, David, and Solomon, ruled for 40 years. And most famously, there are these three sacred moments in time. Number one, we know that Noah survived 40 days and 40 nights of torrential rain. Noah protected his wife, his children, and all the earth's animals at God's instruction until the waters of the flood subsided. Rabbi Siegel believes, with every fiber of his being, that a rabbi's most holy obligation is to protect their flock. Rabbi Siegel has taught every one of his mentees that when someone in our congregation is hurting, we are to drop everything and show up at their side. These last many years, I have heard from person after person that no synagogue prioritizes pastoral care the way that Anshe Emet does. They're right. And the reason is because Michael Siegel has set the course. Number 2, when Moses climbed Mount Sinai to receive God's word, he remained atop the mountain for 40 days. Moses had no blueprint for what he was about to do. Moses was not afraid of change. He had the courage and the vision to create a path that never existed. Michael Siegel believes in embracing change rather than running from it. Rabbi Siegel pushes our clergy and our staff every day to take bold and innovative steps to be in a constant state of adaptation. Michael Siegel shows us that rabbis must lead by marching bravely and unabashedly into the unknown future. Number 3, we know that our ancestors wandered the desert for 40 long years. When we reached the other side, all those distinct tribes marched as one because Moses knew how to honor their different paths and also how to keep them united. Moses fought for the Levites to have a distinct role as priests. Moses allowed the tribes of Reuben and Gad to settle on the far side of the Jordan. Moses led by allowing each tribe to carve out a role all its own, and yet he kept the people united with faith and purpose. This is the essence of Rabbi Siegel's leadership. There are multiple different services at Anshe Emet any given Shabbat. There are programs that cater to those of different demographics and different passions, and yet, on Shabbat afternoon, after praying in the main sanctuary or the Rose Crown Minyan or one of our 3 youth services, we all come together for lunch and fellowship. Rabbi Siegel leads by honoring what is different about us and by lifting up that which holds us, all of us, together. Anshe Emet, we are so blessed to celebrate 40 years of care, of vision, and of bold leadership. 40 years of Rabbi Michael Siegel. One of Rabbi Siegel's leadership hallmarks has been to bring Anshe Emet partners from across the country who share our values and who enrich us with their sacred work. One of those friends is the Reverend Robert W. Lee. The Reverend Robert W. Lee is a pastor, author, and public theologian from North Carolina. Reverend Lee is a collateral descendant of Confederate General Robert E. Lee, and first came to his national role after confronting his ancestor over and over again in the public eye. Reverend Lee has courageously stepped forward to challenge white Christians in America to take seriously the deadly legacy of slavery. Anshe Emet is proud that Rob and his wife Stephanie are part of our extended family. Please join me in welcoming the Reverend Robert W. Lee to Anshe Emet Synagogue today.
I chuckled when I was told that I had the time that I have to speak to tell a Southern preacher that he has 2 minutes. is like telling someone that the Chicago Bears are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I guess it's possible. But Lord have mercy, you should put your stock in something else. Lordy. So it's the 1980s, right? I can't speak much about the 1980s because I wasn't alive then. When Rabbi Michael came to be senior rabbi at Anshe Emet. However, the other night I did what any person struggling for material did. I called my dad, and I got the lowdown on those years and what was going on in an attempt to understand the mid-1980s. What a time to be alive. What a time to be, right? Yeah. You've got Thriller. MASH was ending its run. Something far more important happened, though. On May 25th, 1983, my father and countless other space nerds in movie theaters across the country caught the premiere of Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. It was the highest grossing film that year, Rabbi Michael. You were starting your ministry here, and people were also loving Star Wars. The world would never be the same because of both things. So it's my honor on the congruent anniversaries this month of Return of the Jedi and Rabbi Michael Siegel's rabbinical career as assistant and later senior rabbi, I thought I might offer these comparisons of characters of Star Wars for whom I have most affinity for and for Rabbi Siegel. You are brave and you are altruistic like Luke Skywalker. You are charismatic and you are willing to take risks like Han Solo. You are kind yet fierce in your understanding of how things ought to be like Princess Leia. You know more about the Bible than R2-D2 knew about his own systems. You are willing to risk something big for something good, like Lando Calrissian. You are wise. You are wise, as Master Yoda. And your knowledge of our force, of the reality that surrounds us and envelops us and binds us all together, is both remarkable and uncanny. The thing I have loved most about you, Rabbi Siegel, and enjoy about our friendship, along with what I love about Return of the Jedi, is that they have both stood the test of time. They continue to inspire. You continue to inspire. Michael, as a friend, you invited me to first speak in this place in January of 2018. At that time, I had lost a job due to standing up against racism and white supremacy, and I myself was unsure of my calling and my place in the world and what that meant. The 6 subsequent times that I've visited Anshe Emet since 2018, I have gathered with you and your crew, and you all have shown me the heart of a loving, liberating, and life-giving God. There are times I'm still unsure of myself. There's times I'm still unsure of the path I'm taking. But you all, not just Michael, have opened your home and synagogue to an itinerant preacher, and you have proven to me countless times again, in the words of Ram Dass, we're all just walking each other home. So tonight, Rabbi Siegel, we celebrate you. We celebrate all you've done and all you will continue to do for this synagogue and for the world. But I would also be remiss if I did not acknowledge the ways that your wife, Janet, has welcomed me. You both are rock stars in my book. Perhaps that's why I keep coming back, besides the good food. Tonight, for the first time, my wife, Stephanie, is here at Anshe Emet, and it's been amazing to see her witness all that I've told her, and that it's true about you all. The beauty of friendship, the beauty of empathy, the beauty of solidarity, the beauty of compassion and justice, that is the legacy you continue to leave in this place. So we celebrate the 40 years of service and worship with Rabbi Siegel at the helm. And I, for one, am looking forward to celebrating you again and again over the next 40 years. You are a blessing, Rabbi Siegel. May the force be with you, and may God continue to shower God's abundant blessings over you. Thank you.
It's now my great pleasure to introduce to the Bima senior cantor of Anshe Emet, Rachel Brooke, and Anshe Emet's Hazan Shani Liz Berkey.
Today is a day of celebration, of happiness, of joy. As you heard, as you know, we are celebrating 40 years of our beloved Rabbi, Michael Siegel. Today is a simcha. Let's hear it. Woo! Now, why am I reminding you of this? Because Cantor Berkey and I want to make sure that you know that we know that this is the case when you hear the song we're about to sing. This next piece, which undoubtedly sets a slightly different atmosphere with its iconic opening words, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." It's kind of funny when you put it that way, but this song spoke to us about the very essence of Rabbi Siegel's rabbinate over the years, and it's his favorite song. It's the gravitas of the message at the core of the sound of silence, which Art Garfunkel himself said was, and I quote, "The inability of people to communicate with each other, not particularly intentionally, but especially emotionally. So what you see around you are people unable to love each other." Rabbi Siegel, it's easy to understand why this is your favorite song. You have spent your entire career working against this notion, working towards places of greater understanding, of more listening, of communication. In the name of our faith, yes, but ultimately for the benefit of our very humanity. This is the sound of silence, a profound and beautiful message on this day of happy celebration.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sounds of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that had voices never shared, and no one dared describe the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the word that it was forming. Then the sign said, the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sounds of silence.
It's now my privilege and pleasure to introduce Rabbi Elliot J. Cosgrove, the senior rabbi of Park Avenue Synagogue in New York City. He was ordained in 1999 at the Jewish Theological Seminary and subsequently earned a PhD at the University of Chicago Divinity School. He sits on the Chancellor's Cabinet of JTS and on the editorial board of Mazorti, the new journal of conservative Judaism. An officer of the New York Board of Rabbis, he serves on the boards of UJA Federation of New York and the American Jewish Joint Distribution Committee, the Hillels of University of Michigan in Pennsylvania, and is a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. A frequent contributor to Jewish journals and periodicals, he's the author of 14 volumes of sermons and the editor of Jewish Theology in Our Time. Elliot and Debbie's 4 children, Lucy, Maddie, Zoe, and Jed, were all named here at Anshe Emet. Rabbi Cosgrove has often reflected that while JTS granted him the title of rabbi, it was the mentorship of Rabbi Siegel and the Anshe Emet family where he actually learned how to be a rabbi. It's my privilege to welcome Rabbi Cosgrove to the podium.
"40 long years, Sadie and Abe Goldstein had been married. And they had come, thank God, to enjoy many blessings, health, grandchildren, and wealth far beyond they could have imagined when they just started out all those years ago. So Sadie was understandably caught off guard when Abe came home from work one day, Abe's face ashen, his shoulders sunken into his chest. "Sadie, I lost everything. Our bank account, gone. The business, gone. The ski chalet in Aspen, gone. The yacht, gone. Everything, gone. I have just one question, Sadie. Do you still love me?" Sadie turned to Abe, placing his hand into hers, looked into his eyes as she had so many times before, and said, "Abe, I've loved you from the first time we met. I loved you when we had nothing. I loved you when you worked tooth and nail to build up the business. I've loved you every day we've been together. I love you now, and I will always love you. I'll miss you." Good evening, Anshe Emet. It is good to be back. An evening like this doesn't happen with a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of work, and I want to thank you for the warm invitation to return to these friendly confines for the evening. For those who have no idea who I am and why I am here, I was the young prospect traded to New York for a future pick, realized years later with the arrival of the infinitely talented cantor Rachel Brooke. The years Debbie and I spent here were magical ones. Our children, as we've heard, were born into this community, named on this bima, and with a final high school graduation this month, we're weeks away from becoming empty nesters. I will be forever grateful to the Anshe Emet family for being such a welcoming, loving, and in those early years of my rabbinate, forgiving community. To be here this evening as my mentor, colleague, and beloved friend is honored, to see so many familiar faces, to know that I still know my way to Anshe Emet. It is a gift I will treasure for years to come. I must, however, confess that as this evening's event grew closer, the question did occur to me, and maybe even to some of you, what is it exactly that we're celebrating? It's not the annual meeting. If memory serves, that's in a few weeks' time. It could be a bar mitzvah, but there's no candle lighting ceremony. It's not, in the spirit of this weekend, a coronation, nor for that matter is it a retirement dinner. Is tonight about community? Is tonight about Rabbi Siegel? What is it we are here to celebrate? The answer, I think, as indicated by the exchange between Sadie and Abe, is the quiet and momentous fact that 40 years in, the two of you, Anshe Emet and Rabbi Siegel, still love each other. The bond between a rabbi and the community she or he serves is a sacred one. The marriage metaphor, I think, is appropriate. Two parties who need to trust each other, work together, grow together, love fully, forgive freely, be there for each other in thick and thin. At a certain point, as with married couples, the attributes of one are mirrored in or even indistinguishable from the other. Not every bond between rabbi and congregation goes or should go the distance. Sometimes things go sideways, sometimes things grow stale, sometimes good folk just grow apart. But here you are, Anshe Emet and Rabbi Siegel, celebrating 40 years together, not merely the fact that you're still together, the fact that you still love each other. That is something worth celebrating. I can still remember with great clarity Rabbi Siegel's 25th. I also remember his 50th birthday. I remember looking up at him and thinking to myself, wow, that guy, he's old. I laughed to myself, wondering what sort of sane person would be a congregational rabbi for that long? And here I am 25 years into my own rabbinate, having celebrated my 50th not long ago. Who's laughing now? I never knew what a great job it was to be an assistant rabbi until I became a senior rabbi. Perspective is a fascinating thing. Not just a passage of time, but now having walked in Rabbi Siegel's footsteps, serving as rabbi in a like-sized urban conservative synagogue, I can see Rabbi Siegel's gifts that much more clearly. The arc of his distinguished career, an admiration that grows in me with every passing day. To have served under Rabbi Siegel's mentorship is to live under the banner of the Talmudic adage, this too is Torah and I must learn. In the face of opportunity, challenge, and growth, the North Star of my rabbinate has always been the ever-present question, what would Michael do? There is something deeply democratic, expansive, and evolutionary about Rabbi Siegel's rabbinate. Alongside his lifelong commitment to Anshe Emet, he served on the national stage, representing the interests of our people in Israel and the White House, as a spokesman on civil discourse and intercommunal and interfaith cooperation, forwarding scholarly discourse at the Hartman Institute, working tirelessly to transform the conservative movement, be it Hechsher Tzedek, the Hayom Commission, Masorti Olami, the Worldwide Movement Arm, and so much more. And yet, even with his expansive and evolving interests, the manner by which he continues to pivot in new directions, all that which Rabbi Siegel does, in his eyes, is worthy of equal investment and passion. Rabbi Siegel never phones it in. It could be teaching a class, planning B'nai Mitzvah curriculum, making a hospital or Shiva visit, onboarding a new staff member, mobilizing the community, raising funds for a grand project, or writing a sermon. No detail is too small, every soul matters, nothing is beneath his dignity. Just the other day, in my synagogue, we were having a program prior to our Friday night service, and I walked into the room to discover that the chairs weren't set up as we had discussed in the staff meeting earlier that week. Realizing the snafu, the young programming associate grabbed her walkie-talkie in order to radio maintenance to rearrange the seating. Michael, I thought of you, I channeled you, I explained to the young staffer that all of us at Park Avenue Synagogue, as we did and hopefully still do at Anshe Emet, move chairs. Literally and figuratively, whether we're maintenance staff, program staff, senior clergy, or lay people, everyone got up, lay people included, we rearranged the room together, and then the program began. You, Rabbi Siegel, are delightfully democratic, caring as much about the prospective member and the nervous bat mitzvah kid as you do about the mega donor. The nature of your rabbinate, in the words of Kipling, that you are able to walk with kings but never lose the common touch. Your greatest gift and burden is that given your love of the Jewish people, you demand excellence of all those around you, the same expectation that you hold for yourself. It's not so much that you see the cup half empty or half full, but you want that program, that sermon, that committee, that assistant rabbi to realize their full potential. The feedback you give always seeks to build up, never tear down. You are relentless in your pursuit of excellence. You're always on the move, and breathtaking as your past achievements are, those of us who know you know that the best is always yet to come. Michael, if I have achieved success in my own rabbinate, it is because your investment in me and the model of your rabbinate enabled me to become the fullest version of me. If I am to enjoy success in the years ahead, it will be because I have emulated the manner by which you yourself have evolved, remaining creative and passion-filled in the pursuit of excellence for our people. And I would be remiss if I failed to note in the presence of your family what you also taught me, that sacred as our community may be, there is no love greater, given or received, than that of our families. Janet, Joseph, Rebecca, Dina, Emma, Casey, Cody, your husband, and your father taught me as much about being a good spouse and Abba as he did about being a good rabbi, and that is a debt for which I and my family will forever be grateful. Every so often, a kind word from Chicago will find its way to me in New York. And I smile to myself, knowing how wise in retrospect I was, both to enjoy my years in Chicago and then to leave before any of you really got to know my faults. Having long since checked into my 6 a.m. return to LaGuardia tomorrow morning, allow me, before I head out yet again, to offer a thought, a rabbinic charge, hopefully received with the warmth and touch of chutzpah in which it is shared. 40, as we've heard, is a biblical number if there ever was one. For the Jewish people, 40 signals many things, 40 days, 40 weeks, 40 years, but one thing it does not signal, and that is completion. At 40, Israel stood on the borders of the Promised Land, their destiny still ahead of them. Isaac didn't get married until he was 40. Moses was only called to leadership at 40, as was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Akiva, he never opened up a book until he was 40. 40 isn't an ending, it's also actually not a beginning. 40 is just a reminder that our lives are meant to be lived as chapters, the complete life being Mea ve'esrim, 120, 3 times 40. 40 years, Rabbi Siegel and Anshe Emet have been together. 40 years and you still love each other. God bless you. In my mind, that makes tonight a vow renewal of sorts, making me the visiting officiant. Next time, let's do it in Cancun. But remember, as the saying goes, a successful relationship requires falling in love multiple times, but always with the same person. Tonight is about renewing your love and about writing that next chapter, perhaps for those in this room, but certainly for the generations to come. So I ask you, how do you want that narrative to read? How will you, by way of your efforts, your commitment to each other, make sure that this sacred community of Anshe Emet, that our tradition is passed down to the next generation in as good, if not better shape than you received it? The answer is not in the heavens. It sits right here in this room, in the sacred trust between a community that has proven time and again to be capable of extraordinary achievement and its leader, whose vision, passion, and abiding menschlichkeit has inspired and continues to inspire all of us to become the fullest version of ourselves. And I know, because I know Rabbi Siegel, that there are always mountains yet to climb. Here and now, commit to writing that next chapter together. Like the letters of a Torah scroll, each letter, each person here is needed to make it holy, to make it complete. Mazel tov Anshe Emet, mazel tov to Rabbi Siegel, most of all, mazel tov to all of you on your beautiful love story. I miss you and I love you.
Please help me welcome Anshe Emet's Hazan Emeritus, Hazan Alberto Mizrahi.
Sure, right? No, this doesn't work. Does it work now? So, yes, I want to thank you very much for not making me speak after these things that I've just heard, which were magnificent and so true. Rabbi Siegel, I remember when the first time you saw me, I think I was doing a concert downtown somewhere for something. It was a Jewish thing, and you said, would you be interested in coming to Anshe Emet? I said, well, what do I know from Anshe Emet, you know? So, sure, give me a call. So for about 2 years, you guys called, and my daughter, I'm going a little too much. My daughter would answer the phone. She was like 6 or something. And, Daddy, it's that man again. So I figured if she can put up with it, I can, you know. So I would listen to these things. And since those days, it was a long time ago. Well, for me, it was actually just like 32 or 34 now. Who cares? In any case, but it's a real thing. You know, we're friends. We did everything together basically, and except he did way more than I did. But when I was there, you know, I helped. So I think at this point, instead of making myself look even worse, I'm going to sing something. don't know that piece. I just want to say that as Chazan, why not do Chazanut, yes? Okay, so I hope you don't mind. There's a Shabbat song, Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Thank you. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Chen v'chesed, v'rachamim aleinu, v'ale kol Yisrael. Aleinu, aleinu, v'ale kol Yisrael, Amecha. Barucheinu, Avinu, Barucheinu, Avinu, kulanu ke'echad. Barucheinu, Avinu, kulanu ke'echad. Beyor panecha, ki beyor panecha. נתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, תורת חיים ואהבת חסד. תורת חיים ואהבת חסד. תורת חיים ואהבת חסד, תורת חיים ואהבת חסד, וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים, וחיים ושלום. וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים, וחיים ושלום. וטוב, וטוב, וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה. בכל עת ובכל שעה. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Baruch Ata Hashem Hamevarech, 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 Hamevarech Et Amo Yisrael Hamevarech, Hamevarech Et Amo Yisrael Hamevarech, Hamevarech, Hamevarech et Amo Yisrael, Yisrael. Hamevarech et Amo Yisrael Beshalom.
Hanging at the shore, talking to the crowd. He's crazy and he's wild, but most of all he's loud. He's just Scotty from the shore. He's just Scotty from the shore.
I've seen it before. So you know where it goes?
I think a personal bathroom.
Personal bathroom, right. So,
That's good.
There's a secret
Narnia.
door?
Narnia.
Narnia.
Okay,
I didn't
got
even
it.
know there was
Yes.
a secret door. The most sanctuaries.
I think it leads to a tunnel to Wrigley Field.
A tunnel to Wrigley Field.
Yes.
Like a secret library.
Why would you want to go there?
I have no idea because we're Sox fans.
Do you have any idea where the secret door in his office goes to?
I do. I've actually been in the secret door.
You've been in the secret door.
I would say Narnia.
Narnia. Where do you think the secret door Rabbi Siegel study actually goes to?
Starbucks.
Narnia.
I think it goes to the tunnels underneath Chicago, like,
Mystery tunnels.
yeah, the mystery tunnels underneath Chicago.
That's got to be like a spa. That's got to end up being like big couches, a fridge, low lighting, that sort of thing.
It connects all the shuls from Lakeview together.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it goes to the Green Mill. You know, the
Al
Blues Club.
Capone.
To the Blues Club, right?
It's connected to the tunnels that Al Capone used at the Green Mill.
Maybe he keeps a bed there so he can go to sleep.
Got it. So even though he lives in the area, he's so busy that he just keeps an extra bed at the synagogue.
We can all use a nap sometimes.
Right. I can use one all the time.
And, you know, I could too.
He's just Scotty from the shore.
At the risk of losing this high-paying gig as MC, I'm going to divert from our program briefly. Pastor Harris, would you join me for just a second up here? Mimi, I apologize in advance for this surprise.
Hey, everybody. I'm Shay Emmett. I'm home again. Now you all know me by now. You know, it definitely takes a black man to change the program. And let me just say this, I'm so excited about this big, big day, and let me just have a few words. Our choir is here. Listen, we're going to sing a little bit later, but I needed to get up a little bit earlier, Rabbi Siegel, for two reasons. Number one, the first thing I want to do is I want to thank Janet and the family. As a pastor, and my wife JoJo is here, a lot of people don't know the sacrifice that the family makes. And I want to say thank you for lending your husband, your father, to all of us. We are grateful for you, and we love you all so very much. The second thing I wanted to do today is to let you all know that what you did not know for 40 years is your rabbi is a black man. Let me prove it. He claps on the 2 and the 4. And y'all know most white people clap on the 1 and the 3. And if you've never been with him when he came to speak at Bright Star in St. James, listen, when he's preaching, he gets excited because we respond and say amen. He does, can I say it, Michael? He pinks up. I mean, he gets so intense and he starts turning pink and red. He said, "Can I get an amen?" I said, "Oh, you don't act like that at the synagogue." The third thing I wanted to prove is out of 40 years, he got black friends. All the black friends, stand up in here. Come on, make some noise. Oh, y'all make some noise for Bright Star and St. James. Michael, you've done it now. This lets you know if anybody on the North Shore mess with you, you got some Southsiders that's going to show up and have your back. Jonathan, you're the man. Thank you for letting me do this. But today was so special till I wanted to do something very special. We're going to sing later, but for one of my best friends on the planet. Everything that I have done and everything that I have accomplished has been with you. And it brings me to tears because every march for Black Lives, you showed up. When we marched with 10,000 in Bronzeville, you helped me to lead that. When we marched with 6,000 to 7,000 on Juneteenth and we got the governor to announce that Illinois would make Juneteenth a national holiday. You helped me to do that. Getting law firms to give a bunch of computers to create a tutorial program on the South Side and bring in Natal all the way from Israel, and now we've touched more than 50,000 people with trauma counseling. It's because of you. I'll say this last thing and get out of the way. And we went to Israel, and while we were on our tour bus, we got a phone call that a gentleman wanted to meet with me all the way in Israel. And it blew us away. And that gentleman was named Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. And he said, "Get Pastor Harris off the bus and bring him. This is his 6th trip to Israel, and I want him to come." And so Michael and I are leading a tour in Israel of African American and Jewish rabbis and pastors together. And they said, Chris, we just want you to come. And I said, oh no. I ain't coming without my brother from another mother. And this is a true story. And they said, no, we have not made provision for anyone else. We just want you to come. I said, well, if my brother can't come, I'm not coming. They called us back in 15 minutes and said, come on, guys, you guys are more than welcome. See, that's here to tell you, never leave your friends behind who have your back. Never allow anyone to disrespect who you love and not receive who you love. Michael, I love you with every fiber of my being. And you couldn't call me and I don't answer. And because today is so special, I wanted to do something very special. I have a friend who I wanted to come and say happy 40th to you. Would y'all clap for Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson?
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's not very often that at someone else's surprise party you get a standing ovation. I'm a middle child. I've been seeking attention my entire life. And apparently, Rabbi, you needed one more black friend. It brings me tremendous joy and honor and a great deal of humility to be with you all on this evening. And Rabbi Siegel, your work and commitment to not just the people of Chicago, but the people of the world is a true reflection and demonstration of how powerful our faith is. That it really takes a level of trust and commitment, courage, and joy to literally place your life in front of others. But isn't that what makes our faith remarkable? And that we recognize that we are accountable to something or someone greater than ourselves. You imbibe that spirit, and those around you have benefited from the very tenacity in which you bring to the people of the world. And as the inevitable mayor of the city of Chicago, I'm going to speak on behalf of the city of Chicago. We love you, Rabbi. We honor your work. We cherish your passion and your dignity. And we hope that just like you have brought people together throughout your entire career, that we can unite this city around a set of values that can transform lives for generations to come. And in my faith tradition, we are told to close 3 times. It's a part of our seminary studies. But in closing, it really is a remarkable testament to what this city represents. There is a biblical character that is my all-time favorite. There's Joseph. Joseph was very colorful. I believe the city of Chicago gets to be the Joseph of today. That the remarkable, eclectic diversity that this city is made of, what I'm most impressed by is not just the complexions that make up the city of Chicago, It's the hope and the dreams that get to come alive as a result of a promise that was given to Joseph. And I believe that the promises have to be as big as the city of Chicago. And just like nations from around the world came to see Joseph to be fed, I hope that the city of Chicago imbibes your very spirit, that we get to be a city on a light where those nations around the world that are looking for hope, they're looking for their dreams to be fulfilled, that the city of Chicago can imbibe that same spirit. Thank you very much. Good evening, and congratulations, sir.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Magen David Adam is Israel's national paramedic and Red Cross service. A leader in mass casualty response and EMS technology, MDA treats and transports almost 1 million people to hospitals every year, collects, safety tests, and distributes nearly all the blood to Israel's hospitals. And through its affiliation with the Red Cross movement, responds to disasters around the world. An anonymous Anshe Emet congregant came forward and paid for 1/2 of an ambulance, and this congregation, you, have helped raise the other half in honor of Rabbi Siegel's 40 years of service. Thank you. In our parking lot today is an example of the kind of ambulance that has been donated to Magen David Adom in Michael's honor. It's now my honor to introduce to you Aryeh Myers. Aryeh is UK-born, Israeli and Australian-raised, and has 20 years of frontline EMS experience, starting in 2002 in London, qualifying as a paramedic and working there for 10 years. He moved back to Israel in 2012. At MDA, he was a frontline paramedic and senior paramedic trainer for almost a decade. In January of 2022, he moved to MDA's International Relations Department. Aryeh is 46, married with 4 children. Please welcome him to the podium.
So this has already been said once tonight, but how am I supposed to follow that? So I want to tell you something, going a little bit off script, I promise, just for 1 second. Just for 1 second, I promise. I look around this room, and I see the people in front of me, and I hear the incredible people who've spoken before me, and only one thing comes to mind as a representative not only of Magen David Adom, but I'm going to take on a larger role, and as a representative of Medinat Israel. One phrase, Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. So Jonathan, thank you for welcoming me. Anshe Emet, thank you for welcoming me. And unfortunately, Rabbi Siegel, we've only known each other for 2 hours. So I feel we've got a lot of catching up to do. Congratulations, Mazal Tov, on 40 years of service to what is very obviously an incredible community. I want to tell you something that I don't think my colleagues from American Friends of MDA know. I'm the son of a community rabbi. And when my father asked me why I wanted to become a paramedic, I told him, listen, you work on Shabbos, I want to work on Shabbos. So, first of all, Anshe Emet, thank you for what you've done. Thank you for the ambulance that will very soon be making its way to Eretz Israel to serve and to save the lives of people in the state of Israel. It is an amazing project. Thank you to the anonymous half, and the less anonymous half. For those of you who don't know about Magen David Adom, it was established in 1930. Chai Shanim, 18 years before even the establishment of the State of Israel. And we've been going ever since. It started off in a small station in Tel Aviv with 7 volunteers. Today, we number 30,000. We are the largest volunteer organization in the State of Israel. Our volunteers range in age from 15 to volunteers in their 90s. We are the National Emergency Medical Service, and as Jonathan mentioned, the National Blood Service. We provide humanitarian aid through our work with the Red Cross, having sent teams to Ukraine before even the Ukrainians knew what was going on. Our staff is made up of everything that represents Israel. There are Jews, religious Jews, non-religious Jews, Druze, Muslim, Christian, Russians, Ethiopians, Arabs. And my colleagues have heard this story now 3 times, I think. But my first shift in Magen David Adom 11 years ago, there was me, the English guy that's just come to start working with Magen David Adom. There was a Russian doctor. There was an Ethiopian driver. And there was a Muslim Arab volunteer. And our first patient was a lady who was trying very hard to give birth, and we were praying that she didn't. Baruch Hashem, she did, but in hospital. We help all the people in the State of Israel. We don't care who they are. We don't care what they look like. We don't care what language they speak, what color, what race, what religion. Magen David Adom is all about life in Israel. And our work is made possible thanks to people like you. Thanks to people across the world who donate of their time, of their efforts, of their generosity, so that we can have ambulances, medicycles, equipment, everything we need in order to save lives both in Israel and across the world. When we sent a team into Turkey after the recent earthquake, people looked at us as if we were crazy. We have a bit of a love-hate relationship going on with Turkey. But I want to tell you a little secret. Don't tell anyone. You know, the earthquake affected not only Turkey, but also affected Syria. So we couldn't send people into Syria. But if you look very closely, you'll see blankets, red blankets, with a white Magen David Adom on them, sent by us to care for the people who needed caring for the most. For those of you who haven't seen the ambulance, it is a testament not only to your efforts, but to Rabbi Siegel. The fact that this is the way you chose to honor your rabbi, I find an incredible thing. He has spent 40 years touching lives, saving souls, and now every shift that ambulance will be active, you will have a part in saving lives in the State of Israel too. So thank you. Thank you to all those of you involved in the project with the ambulance, all those of you who support Magen David Adom in all that we do, and Mazal Tov once more.
Now I'd like to introduce Matthew Friend, an old soul living inside a 24-year-old comedian, actor, impressionist body. I think many of you from Anshe Emet know him. Matthew graduated from NYU's Gallatin School in 2020, but his love of comedy and entertainment was sparked when he was 4 years old, when he watched Austin Powers at 4 years old and started mimicking the characters' voices. The rest was history. To date, Matthew has over 1 million followers on TikTok, Snap, Instagram, Facebook, and all across the socials. He has appeared on The Howard Stern Show, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, The Today Show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, MSNBC. In 2019, Matthew won Kenan Thompson's Ultimate Comedy Experience at Caroline's on Broadway. He performs at corporate events and does stand-up comedy throughout the country. Matt headlined a sold-out show at Caroline's on Broadway as part of Caroline's Breakout Artist series. He has voiced 2 characters for The Simpsons and is currently in the process of recording original characters for The Family Guy. Matt headlined at the Stand-Up Comedy Club as part of the 2022 New York Comedy Festival. He's also a Snapchat star and one of the fastest rising creators on Snapchat. Please welcome Matt Friend.
Thank you. Over there. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. How we doing? Congratulations, Rabbi Siegel. Oh my God, I have 2 microphones. Okay. This is already more smooth than my bar mitzvah was. By the way, 40th anniversary for Rabbi Siegel. It's also the anniversary of my bar mitzvah in this room today. So isn't this crazy? It's amazing. It is an honor to be here. First of all, the mayor, the future mayor, pastor, People Magazine's sexiest rabbi alive. I mean, I know this is about Rabbi Siegel, but I do want to thank you for ditching Ralph Lauren and Ben Platt to be here today. Must be weird, those services you got. It must look like the Golden Globe Awards in New York. That's great. But it is so amazing to be here, and I'm so honored to play a small part. I guess being the Anshe Ahmed class clown can pay off, you know? You can hear me? I learned to project at Anshe Ahmed. We're good? I'm projecting. Okay. This gig did work out, by the way, because the writer's strike is happening, and there's literally nothing else for me to do. So this is amazing. I am especially honored to be here, given the fact that I know Rabbi Siegel had 2 strong requests for the lead entertainer tonight. You don't know this, but it came down to me and Kanye West. I'm glad Kanye didn't show up. Would have been a little awkward. Don't worry, there are jokes I'm not gonna do. That's the limit. That's the limit, don't worry. It's an amazing weekend for the world. We've got the coronation of King Charles, but more importantly, Rabbi Siegel's 40th. Should have been broadcast on the news. As I start to travel the country and headline at comedy clubs, there's only one impression I do that audiences go crazy for, and that is Rabbi Siegel. They freak out throughout the country. Whether I'm in Texas or in New York or in LA, everybody's like, are you the guy who does the Rabbi Siegel impression from Anshe Ahmed? It is so full circle for me being here because this school and you really do mean a lot to me. You bar mitzvahed my cousins, my sister, myself, and my closest friends in life are the ones I met here at this school. So, full circle moment. Although I didn't get the lead in the 8th grade operetta, so I'm still kind of pissed off at that. I don't really know, like, what happened. That was strange. I do a lot of impressions. It's very fitting that the mayor-elect is here because I have some political friends who are going to join us in a second. But many of my first impressions are actually here in this building. Cantor Mizrahi, you were one of my first impressions. Oh, say shalom. It just... you pounding. Shema. You don't really chant the... Mr. Berkman, my bar mitzvah tutor, was one of my first impressions. My grandfather is over there, Don Levinson. Hello, how you doing? And of course, Rabbi Siegel. When I do the Rabbi Siegel, I just think of him and Tikiyah, and I hear kind of a nasally Adam Levine type quality. very stylish. Is, we are gathered here today. It's been a long time since I've done this one. To celebrate one of our great alums, Matt Friend, and my 40th anniversary, Tikia, just Tikia, it's amazing. You should go on The Voice if you don't want to do 40 more years of this. By the way, now that I have you all here, I know this is congratulating Rabbi Siegel. I do have one piece of feedback. Can you imagine? No. We got to set a time limit to certain congregants' amens, okay? Some people's amens go on too long. Rabbi Siegel does a beautiful job. I just hear, amen, and you know who you are. You do it, okay. But anyways, thank you all for being here. I brought a few of my celebrity friends to congratulate you. Not really friends, but just popular people. I think Donald Trump had a message, weirdly enough, for you. Trump said, what can I say? Rabbi Siegel is a great friend of mine. You may not like me, but I'll tell you what, we all love the rabbi. He's a great guy. And I love the Jews more than anybody loves the Jews. It's true. I invented the Shema. It's a great song. I wrote it. Shut your mouths, okay? Excuse me. My favorite Jewish holiday is, of course, the great holiday of Ramadan. We love that. We love Ramadan. But it is great to be honoring Steven Seagal. He's a great guy, and we love him. Thank you very much, Rabbi Siegel. Thank you. Even it out, Barack Obama had a message too. Let me take off. Hello, everybody. Please have a seat. Come on now, have a seat. First of all, on behalf of Sasha, Malia, Michelle, and Bo, congratulations to my dear friend, Rabbi Michael Siegel, who has led his congregation with such ease and example that he is a guy I hope to be when I'm his age. So thank you so much, Rabbi. And finally, Bernie Sanders. I had to do Bernie because we're all Jews here. And Rabbi Siegel is a rabbi not just for the top 10th of 1%, but for all Jews in America. Wouldn't it be wild if I did my Scotty from the Shul impression next? I want to conclude with this. First of all, Jews know how to put on a show. Am I right? Do we know how to do this? Seriously. But I was thinking about it. Some of my favorite impressions to do happen to be Jews. Howard Stern, Jeff Goldblum, Andy Cohen. I don't know what it is, but Howard Stern actually said to me, right, that he said to me that the one guest he really hopes to have on one day is Rabbi Siegel. So whenever you want to come on, you let me know. Thank you so much. Congratulations again. It's an honor for me to be here. Thank you so much. I think we're doing a couple questions here. Yes, please.
I have questions.
To keep us back on. How we doing? Okay.
I heard a rumor that you actually imitated the rabbi at your bar mitzvah. Is that the definition of chutzpah?
That is true, and I can't believe I was allowed back in this building, actually. Yes, I did.
Can you tell us about that?
I think I just did the same material. It was some tikia. That just kills here. I don't know what it is. And I know there's no talits on Sunday, but I always kind of wrap it like a cape, like he does, you know. You know what I mean. You've all seen it. Come on. He has so much style, too. It's fantastic. Yes. I did.
Did he know in advance that you were going to do that?
I still don't think he knows I was going to do it. Yes, no, he knew.
But he knew you were doing it at the time.
He did. He
Okay,
knew. Yes, he knew. He knew.
Is it safe to say that you have perhaps benefited more from the career of Donald Trump than anyone in the room? Has he been good to you?
Well, it'd be interesting to see who supported him, who knows, but, well, it's true. I mean, no one treated Israel better, that's what they say, but,
I mean, there's a lot of political figures. If Rabbi Siegel runs for president, I will be gold. I will have him down better than anyone, okay? Yeah.
Do you have favorites, other than the ones that you've done before?
Favorite impressions?
Favorite impressions?
Cantor Mizrahi's killing on tour right now. Favorite impressions to do? I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of political figures coming up. I'm doing Ron DeSantis now, and the governor of Florida, where woke goes to die, as he likes to say, kind of frightening. A lot of young, see, it just got very quiet. All right, he's not coming here for a fundraiser, got it, not coming to Chicago. And then a lot of young actors and comedians, and fortunately a lot of Jews have become successful in entertainment, so it's, that's my demo, Jewish impressions, it's easy, yeah.
Was going to school here an important part of your comedic education? We got the Hebrew part.
No, it really was, and again, it is so special for me to be back here, and thank you all for supporting the Rabbi, and this is where I kind of got my start performing and driving my teachers out of their minds, literally. I think I drove them all crazy, just in the back of the room with making strange noises and doing bits, but it's a testament to the school. They never gave up on me, and they never gave up hope. So thank you so much. I appreciate that.
My final question, it's the anniversary of your bar mitzvah.
Yes, it is.
You still remember your devar and your Torah portion.
Yeah.
Torah. How would Donald Trump do that devar if he had the more portion?
well, the crowd is thinking we probably didn't realize we were going to hear this much of that guy's voice today, but the Torah portion was emor, an eye for an eye. And, well, let's just say what happens in 2024, okay? Thank you very much, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you, friend.
Congratulations. Thank you.
That was great.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so for the third time tonight, I'm not sure how to follow that. But I think I'm going to tell a quick story because we like this story, and I think we've told it in smaller community together before, so I hope you don't mind that I'm about to out us both. But when I first accepted this position almost 2 years ago now, a little over 2 years ago now, in the spring of 2021, everything was still on Zoom. And Rabbi and I were spending some time getting to know each other on Zoom. And it was coming up that his 40th anniversary would be in the next year or so. I said, oh, that's wonderful. I'm turning 40 that year. Oh, wow. And when did you begin at Anshe Emet? I said, August 1st, 1982. Oh, wow, my birthday is August 2nd, 1982. So your rabbi has been your rabbi longer than I've been alive by one day. So we're very proud of that story, right? And now for something completely different.
When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, then oh why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, then oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Please help me welcome one of Anshe Amit's special neighbors and partners, Temple Shalom's senior rabbi, Shoshana Conover.
So, Rabbi Siegel, I don't know how it is that there was a sage of the 2nd century who already knew you And I think he must have known you because one of his teachings speaks exactly to who you are to all of us. So how was it that Rabbi Elazar ben Shemua already knew you? He said, Yehi chavod talmidcha, chaviv alecha kashelcha. Make sure that you honor your student as much as you honor yourself. Who here has been a student of Rabbi Siegel's? There is something so selfless in the way that you teach all of us, the way that you lift us to be better versions of ourselves, the way in which our honor does you honor. I don't know how that is, but to learn from a mentor, a teacher, a rabbi who has no ego in the teaching of others, especially other rabbis, that's rare. I don't know how often I've seen that, and that's a gift. To come into this Lakeview community 16 years ago now, and to have had a place that's been nurtured by your selflessness. Lakeview is known throughout the entire country as a community rare for the way in which the Jewish community comes together. Michael, that's because of you. You, Rabbi Asher Lopatin, Rabbi Aaron Pedikowski, all had a vision of what Lakeview could be if all of the movements within Judaism came together as one. Because of you and your selfless way in which you have treated all of those whom you teach, and you teach us all, then we're able to have one Lakeview community that is a beacon of light for the whole nation. You have shown people like me how to come into the light of plurality, of being able to say that that light then has to go beyond our Lakeview community and has to nurture an entire Chicago community. It is amazing to learn from you both at Hartman and then here in Lakeview, and then to see our friends on the south side and be able to see them here, and you go there, and then you take all of us in Lakeview with you. It is magnificent. And so the end of that teaching that Rabbi Shmuel must have based on you because he knew you. He said, "You're not that old." By the way, how many shots at Michael's age this evening? He said that let your reverence for your teacher to be as your reverence for the heavens. Michael, you are our teacher, and through you we see great heights, we see heavenly visions, and we want to work with you for another 40 years to make those visions a reality. And so, on this evening, it is wonderful to be able to recognize you, to thank you, and to keep on living in your light. Michael, we love you. Look at this. Yeah, feel this, and also more and more to come. Ad 120 till 120. So now I get to invite back to the Bima with an entire choir, Pastor Chris Harris. As though he needs an introduction, I will, though, still give one, just a small one. You know that he leads Bright Star Church in Chicago's Bronzeville community. Do you know that he's ministered in over 24 countries singing gospel and jazz? And based partially on Michael Siegel's own vision, he is the founder of Bright Star Community Outreach, a 501c3 dedicated to youth and family anti-violence programs. He developed the Turn Center, the Urban Resilience Network, based on the Israeli model of Natal in Tel Aviv. And Pastor Harris, thank Thank you, Rachel. I appreciated that, Cantor. Pastor Harris has served as National Council member of APAC and chairman of the Bronzeville Community Action Council. And more than that, he's such a good friend. We love you, Pastor Harris. We love you, Chris. Come on up.
While they're getting this together. All right, everybody, I'm back. I'm sorry. Michael, you're the one that put up with me. Like, you made me your little brother. Younger. Brother. Significantly younger. Brother. Rosie, are you here? Where's Rosie? He was here, I saw him earlier. And Michael is on the board of Bright Star Community Outreach, and we wanted to give thanks from the organization. He's been on the board for now over 10 years, which is pretty amazing. Ms. Jackie Algie on behalf of our board.
Rabbi, I just want to, on behalf of the Bright Star Community Outreach Board, of which I'm a member as well, and so proud to serve with you, thank you for your service, your commitment, your dedication to what we're hoping and work every day to make a change, not only in the Bronzeville community, but throughout the city of Chicago and this world as well. So I thank you so much on behalf of Bright Star Community Outreach. And let me just tell you that Pastor Harris told me just make it a few sentences. I told him I wouldn't do a sermon, so thank you.
On behalf of building bridges between the African American and Jewish community, you've done a lot of work around the world, and a lot of people have no clue. And so here's a song we can sing together. I started off singing like this. Lord, I will lift mine eyes to the hills, knowing my help cometh from you. Your peace you give me in times of the storm. Here's my testimony when I get weak. I got friends that say, you are the source of my strength. Anybody in here ever been weak and God strengthened you? Raise your hand. You are the strength of my life. And when you think about God's goodness, I lift my hands in total praise to you. From the top, every singer sing, Lord, come on.
Lord, I will lift
mine eyes to the hill, knowing my help is coming. Just a little closer to the mic. Sing it like you mean it. Stretch it out.
Your peace to give me
in time
in time.
Come on.
Oh, the snow.
Pick it up. Come on. Say you are.
You are the source of my strength.
Oh, say you are.
You are the strength of my life.
Make it real sweet. Come on. And I lift. Come on.
I lift my hands in total praise to
Now they're being nice because they at Anshe Emmett. Come on, sing it like you're at the black church. A little bit louder. Come on, let me hear you. Come on.
you. Are the source of my strength.
Come on, let me hear you sing it like you mean it. Say you are.
You are
Come on.
the strength of my life.
And I lift my hands. Come on.
I lift my hands in total praise to you.
So much. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So good to see you again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So beautiful. Thank you. So beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Hanging in the shore, talking to the crowd. He's crazy and he's wild, but most of all, he's loud. He's just got it from the shore. He's just got it from the shore.
A superpower. I think it would be working with multiple groups. You know, cloning himself, being able to work with multiple groups at the same time.
To fly.
Flying. Flying. Yeah, got it. To make it between like Simcoes and stuff.
Yeah, to see the world.
I think he could read people's minds.
Well, I think he does have a superpower.
I think he does have superpowers. He made me a chatan. He married me. Yeah. I got a wife and 3 kids today because of Rabbi Siegel.
Well, his superpower is that he can come up with a devar for any occasion on the spot.
And really, there is nobody who says friends quite like Rabbi Siegel.
He could take an entire room full of little children who were making all kinds of ruckus, and he could get them to settle down and listen to him tell a story. That would be...
So he has the power to freeze children.
Siegel's superpower is having 48 hours in the day rather than 24 hours in the day.
So he can manipulate time.
Yeah, because he can somehow talk to everybody that needs to be talked to in a day, but there's only 24 hours. But for him, there's more.
Got it.
No, I think his real superpower is connecting with people. Just when you are talking to him, and I think about 40 years and all of these family and all of these kids and people that he's seen through generations, he has a real personal connection, and I think that that's magic.
So telepathy? Read people's minds?
Mind reading, maybe?
So he's Professor X?
Could be, could be. I could totally see that, although Professor X doesn't have any hair.
He's just got it from the shore.
Good afternoon. Thank you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Danny Lazar. I'm president of the board of directors of Anshe Emet. Thank you. Before I make my announcements, no, I'm kidding. How about a round of applause for our wonderful MC, John Ike, all of our speakers, all of our guests, including the mayor-elect. Thank you. Also, can we have a round of applause for our incredible staff who worked tirelessly to put this together? Mimi Weisberg, please, all of the staff stand up. They are amazing and work every day to make it happen. Every day. Now, before I introduce Rabbi Siegel, because believe it or not, on his 40th anniversary, he's going to make remarks. I want to take a moment to not only thank the staff and, of course, our guests tonight, but also really to thank all of you. It's because of you that we are able to celebrate and honor Rabbi Siegel in this manner. More importantly, because of all of you, and especially our donors throughout this 40th year anniversary celebration, we're able to fund the outstanding programming that we get to enjoy throughout the year. I want to share with you that the proceeds from the 40th anniversary celebration will go to the Rabbi Michael Siegel Israel Fund that helps people who want to travel to Israel, and the Kids Fund, which helps families send their kids to camp experiences. These are all parts of the legacy of Rabbi Siegel and his commitment, Rabbi Siegel, your commitment, to assuring the present and future of our Jewish family. So thank you all. How about a round of applause for all of you? All right, a little bit more in case you haven't heard enough about our honoree. I think we all know how wonderful Rabbi Siegel you are, really from our personal experiences with you as a rabbi, and also, frankly, one of the strongest voices and advocates from the pulpit for an open tent of Jewish practice and thought. But leadership is not just about having a strong voice, it's about putting those words into action. And that's exactly what you, Rabbi Siegel, have done in your 40 years of service to this community. You've created a community of radical inclusiveness. You've made sure that women's voices were heard not just on the bima, but in your unequivocal support for their right to bodily autonomy. Rabbi Siegel, you were one of the early advocates for kosher food that is not just kosher in name because of the way that the animals are slaughtered, but more importantly, the way that workers were treated. You continue to imagine the way things could be and then work with the congregants and those locally and nationally to take the steps needed to make it happen. In my last few years as part of the lay leadership of this community, I've had the honor and privilege of seeing this leadership up close, especially through probably one of the biggest physical and existential threats to our community and the world, the COVID-19 pandemic. There was never a moment that you were not thinking about how to hold this community and congregation together. You made sure that every step we took was with an eye towards keeping people as safe as possible, but also assuring that our members, all of you, had a light to hold on to during the dark times. You reached out to countless individuals and families and shouldered the weight of every one of us as we navigated through. And I can't even imagine what that was for you. It certainly tested all of us, but especially you and Janet and your family as you gave selflessly, redefining what it means to be a servant leader. You inspire all of us to do the work that calls forth the very best that we have to offer each other, this community, and the world. I could go on and on and on, and we've certainly heard a lot tonight, but we are all well aware of who you are because we have had the good fortune of being part of your community, and we know that your work is not done. And so, Senior Rabbi Michael Siegel, on behalf of every one of us, those who are here in person and in spirit, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am so lucky to serve alongside of you, to learn from you, and to call you friend. And now, Rabbi Siegel, would you please come to the podium? One more thing. Rabbi Siegel, before you give your remarks, if you'd all indulge me for just a moment, let me tell you, it is not an easy thing to figure out a gift for you and, of course, for Janet. Really, not easy. And we all know that you would prefer that any resources go back to the community. However, I know, and we all know, that in order to lead, you really need to take time to recharge and reflect and refresh, and also to spend time with your loved ones. So on behalf of the congregation, I want to present you and Janet with this gift, which includes funds for a vacation that the two of you can take. Not leading a tour, but please, no one else is allowed to go on this trip. But really for the two of you to take the kind of trip that you well deserve. Mazel tov on your 40th anniversary. Now, friends, I give you Rabbi Michael Siegel.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. Well, let me be the fifth person to say that it's tough. What a special day. I am so honored, so grateful. As you can hear in my voice, a bit overwhelmed and deeply humbled by your presence, your good wishes, and this spectacular celebration. I thank you all for being here. I thank those online for joining us. I want to acknowledge my family. Janet, you have been my great partner, my supporter, and confidant in life. You listen, you advise, and occasionally you save me from myself. It's true. You make so much of what I do possible. I love you, and I appreciate you more than words can express. It means the world to me that our children, Joe and his wife Casey, Dina and her fiance Cody, and Emma are with us. Rebecca cannot be with us in person because of her medical responsibilities in Boston, but she's joining us online. And I want you to know that each of you are a unique blessing in my life. And I could not be more proud of each of you. So thank you. Thank you. The trip was nice, but the Kleenex. Thank you. I appreciate that. We have a number of honored guests today. First of all, how nice was it that Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson chose to join us? If I would have had the chance to speak to him when he finished, I would have said on behalf of all of us what Moses said to Joshua before he took that leadership role. He said, Chazak v'amatz. May he be strong. May he be of good courage. And all of us have a responsibility to support his leadership and to transform Chicago into the city that we all need it to be. I want to thank some very special guests for being with us. Lonnie Nassiter, president of the Jewish United Fund of Chicago, is here, along with his wife, Risa. Thank you. Richard Zellen, the Midwest director of American Friends of Magen David Adom, along with Jennifer Schnepper, their senior development person. Thank you so much. My friend and teacher, Rabbi Yechiel Pupko, is with us. He is the rabbinic scholar of the Jewish United Fund, joined by his wife, Sylvia Garfinkel. Gary Weiserman, head of school of the Bernard Zell Anshe Emma Day School. And he is joined by leadership of the school, an institution whose history and destiny we share. Judy Finkelstein Taff, head of school of the Chicago Jewish Day School, a wonderful partner in our community. Judy, we thank you for the work that you do. I am grateful for the many sponsors, really moved that you have honored me and this institution in such a special and meaningful way. So to all of our sponsors, a round of applause. My heartfelt thanks to our 40th anniversary committee led by our president and chaired by Danny Lazar, and our honorary committee of past presidents. Thank you for all you have done for this community and for making this 40th anniversary so very special. Thank you. And Danny, thank you for your leadership. It is an honor for me to work side by side with you. And especially during COVID, your medical understanding and your vision for the community helped to lead the way. So Danny Lazar, we thank you. I want to thank our participants this afternoon, now evening, from the bottom of my heart. To my friend and esteemed colleague, Rabbi Elliot Cosgrove. Thank you for your words, but more, thank you for your impactful leadership on behalf of all of us. To my friend, Reverend Rob Lee, who traveled with his wife, Stephanie, all the way from North Carolina to be here, we thank you. And to my brother from another mother, since we're sharing secrets, I thought that the... By the way, where'd you get the lining for that jacket of yours? Man. What's that verse? Though our sins are as red as scarlet. I'm trying to remember that. Is that how it goes? Yeah. So anyway, I thought that the Bright Star community would be interested in knowing Pastor Harris's secret. He's Jewish. I'm sure they'll understand, really. I'm sure. Totally sure. That's good. I want to thank Chris and the Bright Star Church Choir for raising us up. And in my 40 years, I want you to know that our work for Bright Star, our work nationally and internationally, has been one of the high points of my rabbinate. And I thank you, my friend. To my friend and nearby colleague, Rabbi Shoshana Conover, thank you for being here today, but also thank you for giving me faith in tomorrow's rabbinic leadership. Thank you, Don Kagan, and these wonderful musicians. Thank you for your presence, your word, and your song. To Matthew Friend, who launched his remarkable career at his bar mitzvah here at Anshe Emet in this room, I am really grateful that you made the time in your frenetic schedule to bring all of us such joy. And thank you for teaching me something, that imitation is truly the highest form of flattery. To my friend and podcaster, Jonathan Eig, Toda Rabba. It is a joy to know you. It is an honor to engage with you. And there is never a time when I am not learning from you. Thank you, Jonathan, for the voice that you have given people like Lou Gehrig, Muhammad Ali, and most recently, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. To my friends and colleagues, the remarkable Anshe Emet Synagogue clergy. To Cantor Rachel Brooke, thank you for the music and the spirit that you have brought to our community. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to peer a little bit beyond the rainbow. Thank you. I thought it was pretty good myself. I thank you for our partnership. I'm so honored that you have had the vision and led the effort to create a beautiful CD to celebrate this day. And for all you do and all you will do for this congregation, the song that you bring us. Thank you, Cantor Brooke. Cantor Liz Berkey, thank you for the contributions that you have made to that CD and the many ways that you graciously impact the Anshe Emet Synagogue and this community. Thank you, Liz Berkey. Rabbi George Chaikin Gould, you spoke beautifully today. Well done. I'm so grateful for the work that you do here. And the Torah that you teach in word and in deed. We are the better for your vision and for your voice. And to our Chazan Emeritus, Cantor Alberto Mizrahi, I am so grateful that you managed to be in town for this event. Mimi liked that joke, huh? We worked together side by side for more than 30 years. I can't hear out of one ear. But it is one of the great honors of my life to have had the privilege of creating a vision of congregation with one of the greatest cantors of the 20th century. It is my honor to lead this clergy team and to join with you each and every day in the Avodat Kodesh, in the truly holy work that we do. Many thanks to Aryeh Myers, paramedic with Magena David Adom, and to Bob Stern, my brother-in-law, who helps in so many ways and on our podcast as well. I too want to thank the Anshe Emet staff, whose hard work makes everything around here possible. I want to especially thank Hannah Jarvis, who managed so much of this day as our development and advancement manager. She gets a round of applause. Thank you to our security team led by Matt Tobias. Thank you to our maintenance team, especially Gilberto Vargas, who works so hard. And finally, Mimi Weisberg. I have worked with a number of executive directors over 4 decades. Very committed people, talented, all. But you are in a class by yourself. You, Mimi, put your heart and soul and your very capable understanding of what needs to be done for the benefit of our entire congregation and community in truly extraordinary ways. I personally want to tell you how much I appreciate our partnership in all things Anshe Emet. And I thank you for working your magic each and every day. "40 years at Anshe Emet, well, that is a true milestone. And I want to show you what a good teacher I am and a good mentor I am to Rabbi Cosgrove and to Rabbi Chaikin Gold. Listen to my words. 40 is a number of significance in our tradition. The flood lasted 40 days. Moses received the Torah on Mount Sinai for a 40-day period, and the people of Israel journeyed in the desert for 40 years. When I wrote this, it didn't have a laugh track. Just stay with me here. From one perspective, 40 is biblical shorthand for a significant amount of time, and nothing more. But if we look a little closer and examine the biblical events that took place in 40, each was a period that was deeply transformational. Moses was transformed by his experience at the top of Sinai, as were the people who received the Torah. The children of Israel who entered the land of Israel were not the same people who left Egypt. They were a people transformed. This is where I flip my talit. In each case, after 40, there was a period of deep renewal. Whether the world after the flood, the people after Sinai, or the entry into Eretz Yisrael after a time of wandering, 40 is the number of transformation and the possibility of renewal. While 40 may seem like a very long time, I can tell you that standing before you this day, it feels like the blink of an eye. And what I know for certain is that I have been transformed. Over these 40 years. I began, as Cantor Book reminded us, in August of 1982. And that wasn't painful when I wrote it either. Anshe Emmet was a very different synagogue back then, and I was a very different rabbi. On my first day, your birthday, I remember sitting in my office on the second floor behind a rather large, imposing desk, looking at the books on the shelves that I had carefully arranged, thinking to myself, I don't have the slightest idea of what I'm supposed to be doing here. Well, I received a fine education at the Jewish Theological Seminary. After years of study, what I actually received there were the tools to learn how to become a rabbi. It was at Anshe Emmet where I actually learned the skill. I was blessed to come to an institution with a remarkable history of great rabbinic and cantorial leadership. Remarkable leaders who served as wonderful examples. I was mentored by Rabbi Seymour Cohen of blessed memory, who taught me that a rabbi is distinguished by the Torah they study, the Torah they model, and the Torah that they teach. I have been blessed to study Torah each week, every Thursday, for more than 30 years with Rabbi Yechiel Pupko, who is my teacher, my rabbi. And I thank you, Rabbi Pupko. I have been enriched by my studies at the Hartman Institute as well. And here we are. There is no aspect of our congregation or community or building which has not been transformed during these 40 years. Together we have worked to fulfill the words of the prophet Isaiah that are fixed on the lintel right outside these doors. My house shall be a house of prayer for all people. We have worked to open the doors and break down the barriers for women, for the LGBTQ community, and to make this space accessible in every sphere. We have put Jewish education on the forefront of our mission. We have put community first and worked to inject meaning into those words, the Anshe Emmet family, and become a truly caring, joyful community, connected in every way. We have worked to fulfill the biblical dictum, tzedek, tzedek, tirdof, justice, O justice, will you pursue, both within these walls and outside of these walls. We have stood strong with our brothers and sisters in Israel, and we have worked diligently to create a thoughtful dialogue in our community so that all voices can be heard. These 40 years have been transformative, and I'm proud to say that Anshe Emet is a true center of Jewish life. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the importance of rabbinic mentorship for me over the years and the joy and pride of seeing young rabbis become great leaders. Rabbis like Elliot Cosgrove, who has become a transformational figure in American Jewish life. Sitting at my desk now, 40 years later, is a very different experience for me. I am no longer bewildered. But I am very excited about what is yet to come as our congregation prepares to celebrate its 150th anniversary. Looking to the final phase of my rabbinate here, I am so proud of the strong foundation that we have built and confident about our own future as we continue to move from transformation to renewal. With all that, I want each of you to know that the most fulfilling part of my rabbinate has been to be part of your lives. In moments of joy and moments of sadness. To name your children, to watch them grow. To celebrate B'nai Mitzvah, to stand under the chuppah, to be with you in times of illness or the death of a loved one, to walk with you on your Jewish journey has been the greatest privilege of my rabbinate. And I will be forever grateful that you have given me that sacred opportunity. Over the past 40 years, I have been transformed through you, and I thank you. On more occasions than I can possibly count, I've had the opportunity to recite the Shechianu, a blessing of gratitude offered at significant moments in one's life. Today I stand before you to express my gratitude for the many blessings that I have received over these 40 years. Shechianu, for allowing me the gift of life and all of the wonder contained in it. V'kiyamanu, for establishing me here and giving me this remarkable opportunity to serve this community, as it says on my diploma, rabbi, teacher, preacher. V'higiyanu has brought me to this moment where I am blessed to fully appreciate the transformational power of 40 and the power of continual renewal that lies ahead. So I invite you to sing with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh Praise to you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who has kept us in life, who has sustained us and helped me to reach this extraordinary moment. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Rabbi, thank you for getting the congregational singing going. We'd like to invite you. You know what? Stay up here if you don't mind. You're going to join us. You're going to let us sing at you a little bit. Because your congregation loves you so much that some of your devoted lay leaders wanted to come together and express our love for you in a mode we thought you would understand. And anyone who saw the artwork in the beautiful community hall reception knows that Rabbi really loves the Beatles. So, without further ado, this is our dedication to you in the spirit of John, Paul, George, and Ringo. It was 40 years ago today. Rabbi Siegel taught us all to pray. His Bima jokes have a unique style, but they're guaranteed to raise a smile. So may we introduce to you the mishpacha known all these years. It's Rabbi Siegel's loyal congregants. Give it up. Woo! Come on. Step close. You gotta hear your voices. Ready? We're Rabbi Siegel's loyal congregants. We hope you will enjoy the show. We're Rabbi Siegel's loyal congregants. Sit back and let the evening go. Rabbi Siegel's loyal, Rabbi Siegel's loyal, Rabbi Siegel's loyal congregants. It's wonderful to be here. It's certainly a thrill. We are such lucky Jewish folk. We love to have him here with us. We love to have him here. Hey, Jews, near and far, we have come to fete Rabbi Siegel. Remember all that he has done, from Torah lessons to Tikkun Olam. That's repair the world. Hey, Jews, near and far, think of all the times we've had together through COVID and other kinds of tsuris. Rabbi Siegel was there to make it better. When any one of us was in pain, hey Jews, reframe. Don't carry the world upon your shoulders. For you know there's someone who deeply cares and takes all the burdens we can share. You know this part.
Jews. When we were younger, so much younger than today, we needed Rabbi's guidance in the Jewish way. Then Rabbi Siegel came and made us self-assured. We've learned so much through the shul. He opened up the door. He helps us when he can, when we are down. And we appreciate him being round. He helps us keep our feet down on the ground. Won't he please be profound? Help, we need somebody. Help, not just anybody. Help, you know we need someone. Help, we need somebody. Help, not just anybody. Help, you know we need someone. All right, on Shaman, now it's time to stand up because we're just gonna end with the simple words. She loves you, yeah, but we love you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's hear it. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, 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 yeah. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, 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 yeah. Take it away, you got it. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, 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 yeah. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, 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 yeah.
We get one more, my friend. My friends, look around at this community, please, before we go. We're going to leave to have dessert in the next room, but please look around at this community. Look at this community that you have helped transform, that we have built together. So much to celebrate here. What a blessed, beloved community. Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Jonathan, thank you.